Good morning. The Azorean One here. It is Sunday coffee with the Azorean One. Now, I apologize for the lateness. It's not quite 8:30. It's closer to 8:40, but it was a rush for breakfast this morning. They're over there watching Pokemon. I don't think they've ever watched Pokemon. I have very little knowledge of Pokemon. What was on was the Marvel Marathon on Disney XD, their typical viewing on Sunday mornings. However, it seems they ended it early today, and while Daddy here was making breakfast, it became Pokemon. They aren't complaining, because it's probably new. I just hope they don't have any questions, because I'm Pokemon illiterate. I know there's Pikachu, and you got to catch some guys. That's all I got. So I hope they're okay with it. They seem okay with the show. But anyway, hope everyone is having a lovely Sunday, March 25th, 2018. We are approaching the end of the month. Easter, of course, coming next week. Haven't decided if I'll have an Easter show or not. It's kind of a family day. Don't know what's in store for that morning. I might do a quick Sunday coffee with the Azorean One on Easter. It might be an on the road Sunday coffee with the Azorean One. It might be at the Red Barn. Those of you who follow me on Instagram know what the Red Barn is. It might be one of those. I might not have a show. I don't know yet. We'll see. Don't know what the plans are yet. But on today's show, I plan on talking to you. Oh, I haven't showed you my breakfast yet. It's a very exquisite toast. It's toast with some cream cheese. Toast and cream cheese. And those of you who are like, Anthony, what's with the cream cheese? That's not the healthiest thing to eat, you know. It's just, hey, it's Sunday. It's Sunday coffee with the Azorean One. I might have healthy breakfast. I might have not so healthy breakfast. There's no rules or parameters for what the breakfast is. Yes, Manderson, the Portuguese like their Easter. This is very true. We do like our Easter. You okay? Yeah. Okay. We like our Easter. So, appreciate that. So, cream cheese and toast. And my new Iron Man mug. Yes. Okay. Okay. The new Iron Man mug. As previously picked up. Now they're talking. As previously, as you may have heard on my stories, those you may have not, you may have noticed that the Iron Man mug, peanut butter banana sandwich, nice. You might notice that the mug has changed. Yes. Yeah? One moment, please. 1 second, here we go. All right. It was not violent, I promise. Okay. So, you may have noticed that before, I had a mug that was the classic Iron Man face. It was not this one. It was the 60s Iron Man look. Well, we're going to have a little story here for you. Last week, well, the past 2 weeks, my mother was here watching the boys as I was doing morning work. And as I arrived home one day, she said that she accidentally broke one of my creature mugs. And in my head, I'm like, okay, maybe she broke my Carnage mug, which is cool, but not my favorite mug. You know what? I don't... Rubitu just said, turn on your TV for kids, let them watch some Bob Ross. I don't know yet how they react. They're very picky on their live action. Live action stuff rarely keeps their attention. Animated stuff. The only time I've seen live action calm them down is if it is an Avenger moment. Like if Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. is putting on the suit. If Cap is wearing his suit. That's when I'll watch. I haven't tested Bob Ross yet. I will test out Bob Ross after this show. When I'm done here, I'll test out Bob Ross for the boys and see what they do. If they're hooked, if they love it, that'll be their morning viewing during Sunday Coffee with the Azorean One. I usually go with the Marvel Marathon because it usually works. Today, they're not helping me. But I will try Bob Ross after we're done here today. And if that works, that will be my go-to for every Sunday coffee. So, I came home, and Mom said she broke one of my creature mugs. And I thought it was Carnage. And I'm like, all right, well, that sucks, but not my favorite. No. My mother broke, as she showed the pieces to me in the garbage, the vintage Iron Man mug that my mother-in-law bought for me for Christmas. If you've seen the Instagrams, you've noticed there was a mug that was the classic Iron Man face, the yellow with the red. The one she bought online, not in stores. The one that was hard to find. Yeah, my mom, being the cleaning person that she is, the one who's trying to help and clean around the house for us, accidentally broke that mug. Or she just hates Iron Man. I'm going to go with the first one because she knows nothing about Marvel heroes. She knows nothing about them. Iron Man, yes. She knows nothing about the heroes. She knows Batman and Superman like I did years ago. That's all she knows. So, I was very saddened that my mug was broken. I felt it was a curse upon me because now I'm like, Tony's gonna die in the Infinity War, and I'm already crying inside about it. And the mug just didn't help. The mug breaking just added to that pain I'm feeling inside of the possibility, the very high possibility of Tony Stark not making it out of Infinity War. So it didn't help. But thanks to our own I, Jane, You robot, Jane Unseen, Miss Amy, Miss Amelia, last podcast, okay? Okay. Last podcast, she got me this guy. She got me the old Civil War Iron Man. Not the classic one, but trust me, as a man who adores this character in the Marvel Universe, yes, as adores this character in the Marvel Universe, I appreciate this mug. This mug is beautiful. This mug is made of like steel, of iron, you might say. It's as heavy. It's not as heavy as my Thor mug, but it's got some weight to it. So, Amy, I love this. Thank you very much. Thanks for the backup. I'll still try to find that classic one if it's still available online, but this is a beautiful alternative. Look at it, exquisite. Look at it. You can see that it's a heavy mug. Look at that. It's like Jon Favreau is directing this right now as we speak. Look at that, right? Yeah. It's Iron Man, yeah. So, Amy, thank you. So, she is a Batman fan. My mother, yes. My mother only knows about Batman because of me. And my dad. My dad liked, Adam West Batman. And Tim Burton's Michael Keaton Batman. Yes, Iron Man. Okay. I did. Hi. He doesn't get shush yet. And my cat just hit the blinds. If you saw a light change, that was my cat getting between the blinds and the window. Quick story, I'm the Batman fan. I am the reason my Portuguese-speaking only grandmother, God rest her soul, she passed away a few years ago, was aware of who Batman is. So, before this, she'd see my Batman action figures growing up, and she'd think it was the demon, because all she sees are pointy ears. She's the pointy ears, and she thinks it's the devil. And when you're in your 70s, 80s, and then hitting 90s, from a small island, things with pointy ears, devil. So she thought Batman was devil. Well, one time, shortly after Batman Begins came out on cable and on DVD and Blu-ray, I one day was like, no, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change Grandma's opinion of Batman. I sat her down. We watched Batman Begins, which is still my favorite of the Dark Knight trilogy. Adore Dark Knight, love Dark Knight Rises. Batman Begins is my favorite. The origin, the way I want it told. I know. Sat her down, popped in Batman Begins, and explained the movie to her in Portuguese from start to finish. Here's what I'll say. It didn't make my grandma want to go out and buy a Batman t-shirt. Didn't want to do that. But she never, ever referred to him as the devil again. Never called Batman the devil after that day. So it worked. It worked. She understood what the character was. Rich guy trying to save people. She understood that. No longer thought him as the devil. Wasn't a big fan of the costume because the mask, but never referred to him as the demon or the demon. So, the more you know, Grandma. That was a great moment I had with her way back. Quick off-ramp for those of you who are commenting about Batman in there. Anyway, my main purpose of today's show. I don't have any news lined up. We can go over a little quick news run at the end, but I'm going over the movie that my wife and I, first bite, here we go. That's cold toast. That's what happens when you make your breakfast first. And, she's the hero she liked, okay, Manderson. Maybe she didn't feel she deserved him. You're right. You're right. She now respected him. That's what she did. She must have thought Christopher Reeve was an attractive man. She liked him. Superman. Weird. Good toast. Anyway, wife and I saw a movie that came out in select theaters Friday, March 23rd, and was available on demand and on iTunes. That film is the movie adaptation. She's her better. Huh. Yeah. Okay. The movie adaptation of my favorite graphic novel that I have read, introduced to you by this show way back in episode 26, which was 2015, I believe, when we were just an audio podcast. I Kill Giants. I Kill Giants was released in Europe, in Canada, I believe, in 2017. It was given the indie treatment. It had backing from a financier here in the U.S. That person pulled out. A European financier put their money in, but wanted filmed in Ireland, which is where they're from, which they did. The movie was released at festivals. It got rave reviews. And finally, March 23rd, just last Friday, at the live broadcast of this, they released it in select theaters, primarily AMC theaters, I believe. The closest in my area was AMC Deer Valley in the Bay Area. Released it there, but they released it on demand and on iTunes nationwide. Now, I'll say first off, I'm biased because, as I told you in the beginning, this is my favorite graphic novel of all graphic novels, of DC, Marvel, Image, all that. Superhero, not superhero. I Kill Giants is my favorite graphic novel that I've read. And Joe Kelly, the writer, going out to you, Joe Kelly, thank you for tweeting me, retweeting me, and liking my tweet. Joe Kelly, honored. Joe Kelly, who wrote the graphic novel, wrote the screenplay. So, right off the bat, you know that Manderson 2, do you love this one? Yeah. I'll get to why I love it so much. If you love the graphic novel, I'm going to say 98%, if not 100, because I can't remember everything right now off the top of my head, but I want to say 98%, no less than, was on that screen. Boys? Was on the screen. Loved every second of it. So for those of you who don't know the synopsis, Barbara Thorson, IMDb simply says, Barbara Thorson struggles through life by escaping into a fantasy life of magic and monsters. Barbara Thorson, young tween, played by, oh God, her name was just here. Oh, it's on the side. Huh. It's different on the iPad. Madison Wolfe. She was in The Conjuring 2, if any of you have seen the Conjuring films. Madison Wolfe plays young tween Barbara Thorson. And Barbara believes she is a giant killer. That she does battle with giants and titans and large, just humongous beings that she has to protect her town from. Cold toast. Meanwhile, Mrs. Molay, I believe. Yes. Played by the amazingly talented and ever so beautiful Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana, Miss Gamora herself, is in this film. She plays Tommy. She plays the counselor at the middle school she attends. And she is trying to reach Barbara because she believes there's something more deeper that's happening to Barbara than what Barbara's letting on, or what Barbara's accepting. Because she believes the giant killing is all a farce. It's a fantasy in her head. Barbara doesn't believe that. Barbara believes she's fighting. She's actually protecting her town from these giants. And it is a deep graphic novel and deep movie as well. Please hold. He's saying Iron Man. There's no Iron Man on the screen. It's dolls. Anyway, this graphic novel, so deep. You get hints of what you think it's about, and when you get to that, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. I really want people who have not read this or not seen this movie to watch this movie. This movie deserves your attention. I bought it on iTunes. I was not going to just rent it. I bought this thing. I keep it. It's It's honestly the first iTunes movie I've purchased. I've rented before. This is the first iTunes purchase I've made. The movie's emotional. The movie is deep. It follows every step of the graphic novel. The actors play their characters wonderfully. It's beautifully cast. Madison Wolfe nails Barbara. The role of Barbara perfect. Barbara Thorson. She's got it perfect. Jackie. Barbara Thorson. You also had Imogen Poots as her older sister Karen. It is the graphic novel that it hit right here in the feels, not in the Stranger Things, not Mike. Hit in the feels, not in the Apple either. Hit in the feels. It's where I learned that a graphic novel is more, or graphic novel or comic alone is more than just superheroes protecting humanity, gods fighting each other over their land, or these extreme out there fantasies. This is where I learned that a graphic novel can be just as deep as any book, as any religious story, as any fictional novel, as anything written by Shakespeare. This proved to me that a graphic novel or a comic book can be just as deep as any of those. Boys. And I grew in respect when it came to comics and graphic novels. The movie ended up being directed by Anders Walter. Anders Walter is an Academy Award winner for he won the best short film live action. That's what it was. This is his first, if I'm reading correctly, his first big film. And I thought it was beautiful. Anyone out here has seen Ico Giants yet or read the graphic novel? You'll know what I'm talking about. But right back. He needs to be reminded about his bread sometimes. He'll eat his bread on his breakfast and not. Eggs are gone, but the bread's still there. What was cool about it, reading up on the stories regarding transition from novel to film, Joe Kelly wrote the screenplay immediately after finishing the comic, like the graphic novel. Wrote the screenplay and tried shopping it around everywhere. It eventually got to the hands of Chris Columbus. Harry Potter fans know who Chris Columbus is. Okay, that's the man who kicked it off. And got in his hands, and Joe Kelly made it known up front that if you plan on adapting, changing what I've written, or having someone else rewrite what I've written, we are going to end the conversation now. Because Joe Kelly was not going to have his story touched by anyone else. Chris Columbus had no plans of having anyone else rewrite this thing. So you already know, first, the idea that the author gets to write the screenplay of their book and it be untouched by anyone else is a rarity. The last time I remember seeing that happen was Gone Girl. The author of Gone Girl, she wrote the screenplay. And again, with that movie, you get 98% of the book on the screen. Ending was changed a little bit, but I think the ending worked better in the movie. It was good. So you have Joe Kelly's vision right there on screen. And for being an indie film, the budget was $35,000. $35 million. Mm-hmm. $35 million. I say indie. He thinks about the dog, not our dog. I was talking about indie film. $35 million, I believe the budget was, and still though, it it didn't rely on CGI. It didn't need to rely on CGI. But when those moments came, the CGI looked just fine to me. It looked perfect. It was, for being just $35 million budget, they did a good job on their Giants CGI. Granted, they didn't need to use the Giants that often, but for the moments they needed them, it looked great. It looked outstanding. And I believe if I remember correctly, the tag to the film, "You're stronger than you are. You're stronger." It's a strong movie. It's led by female actresses. It's a female cast. I mean, I think you get maybe 2 or 3 men, including the principal, in this. Otherwise, it is a film with strong women. Whether you're looking at Barbara, whether you're looking at her sister Karen, or the counselor, Miss Millay, by Zoe Saldana, they master their characters. They portray their characters beautifully, capturing the emotion that is needed for this story. Their presence on there was commanding. Whether it's Barbara on her own, or if she's interacting with the counselor, or interacting with her sister, you never for once feel like, oh, it's just an actress playing. I don't feel there's chemistry. The chemistry is there between all 3 of these characters. And credit to Zoe Saldana taking on another comic-related story that was not filmed here. It was filmed over in Ireland. Happy she took the role because she nailed it. She did a perfect job. Again, it is on iTunes. You can buy it $14.99, same price as a Blu-ray. You can rent it on iTunes or watch it on demand, whatever your on-demand provider is. But if you have not, please watch I Kill Giants. It is worthy of your time. It is the alternative to what you're used to when it comes to watching comic book movies or graphic novel movies. I Kill Giants was published by Image Comics, so if you haven't read that, get it. If you buy I Kill Giants on iTunes, the comic comes with it. So there's an added bonus to your $14.99 price. You buy the movie I Kill Giants on iTunes, you also get I Kill Giants, the graphic novel, in digital format. So, hey, you get both stories. My dog is whining at Thomas as if she hasn't been fed. She's been fed. They all get fed at the same time. Indiana, leave him alone. No. She had a full bowl of dog food. All he's got there is bread. You don't eat bread. You don't like bread that much. What are you doing? Oh, you've been fed. What are you doing? Don't. You're just hogging camera time. They're all, yeah, you see them? They're over there. Read what they're saying. Yeah, we can read Manderson's comment right there. He said a smiley emoji. You know what that means? Smiley emoji? She hasn't updated her phone. She doesn't have the emojis yet. Yeah, she's way back on that. You had dog food. You had a full bowl. What are you getting at? Get you a biscuit. Hold on. She's gonna stay on camera now. So, I Kill Giants. If you haven't seen the poster yet, there's a poster right there. There it is. See that? Look at that. You gotta put up that top part. You see from the producers of Harry Potter. Get you realizing what you're walking into. I Kill Giants there. The graphic novel image, a cover, excuse me, for those of you who have not read the graphic novel. Go into the Google sphere. One moment. Going over to the Google sphere. I Kill Giants. Everyone's making noise now. Graphic. There we go. One moment. Nothing like Googling during a show, right? It's great. Images. Maybe. There we go. using the Wi-Fi while I'm on the show. Maybe it caused the problem. There we go. There you go. There's the cover. Look at that. Huh? There's the cover of the graphic novel. It's a lot of white background. I apologize. There you go. I Kill Giants. It's got Barbara there holding the hammer. So you can see that the movie poster featured the same idea with Barbara holding the hammer and a giant before her. So, just send it there to it. This is live TV stream. Yes. Sorry. Just gonna critique me in the chat room, Anderson? Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing? Those of you who are watching on YouTube or listening on the audio podcast, you won't know this, but I'm on Twitch live, and there's a chat room off to the side, and our Crusader partner, Manderson, watches my show. He's the one of the few. Thanks, Manderson. He also likes to critique what I say, it seems. It's live TV. All right, I'm sorry. Live TV. There. Here. Live TV. So, I Kill Giants was fantastic. Oh, that's why we know it's real. Oh, okay, got you, Manderson. Just saying that's why we know it's real. Okay, yes, live TV. Actual chewing. Mm-hmm. See that? It's real. It's real. We have a lot of that. Nightbot comes on a lot in our chat room. Anyway, so, I Kill Giants. Big 2 thumbs up. Read the graphic novel. Either before or after, it doesn't matter to me. Read the graphic novel. Check out the greatness of it. Check out the greatness of a graphic novel creator writing his own screenplay and having it untouched for the film presentation. Okay? Oh, you're critiquing my toast. I didn't have avocado. I'm sorry. No avocado here. Sorry. Hi. Avocados from Mexico. Take a quick glimpse in the news. Many of you know there was a Deadpool trailer. It was phenomenal. If you haven't seen it yet, Deadpool 2, the trailer is out. Enjoy that guy. What the? I can't say everything he says in it. It's Deadpool. What else do we have? There's been some Infinity War TV spots being released. So if you look for those, if you haven't seen them, look them up on YouTube. There's been some new Infinity War TV spots. One that I saw where, it's right here on LRM on their front page. Spider-Man officially becomes an Avenger in new TV spot, and basically it's Tony. It's like in the middle of the battle, or they're about to go into battle, and Tony, does the whole knighting act on his shoulders and says you're an Avenger. So it's basically him on the spot becoming an Avenger. So that's a cool TV spot. Someone else released a video, I believe it was from some sort of gala for Marvel or Disney or what have you, but it was when it shows how Thor gets hooked up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's pretty funny. It's a little joke of joking about how handsome and how strong of a man Thor / Chris Hemsworth is. So watch that when you find it online. It was on my Facebook timeline. I don't remember what site had it. It might have been comicbookreview.com. Not sure. But looking into other news in the world of comics and the media that are tied to them, books, movies, TV shows. Let's see. We got Why is Superman in Wear the Black Suit in Justice League? Here's my opinion. You know, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go on this rant again. They only showed the black suit in the deleted scene from Justice League. Okay, I'll get you cleaned up. Hold on. Here's what they should have done. You had this issue when you want to do your reshoots that all of a sudden you have to wait. We got Henry Cavill with his mustache. Mission Impossible. We should have gone black suit Superman for that entire film. Black suit, bearded Superman for that entire film. Even the finale scene. Even the fight scene. It'd have been better. It'd have been better than giving us a Henry Cavill that looks like this. Without the mustache. It's annoying. I looked past it in the theater. I looked past it because I wanted to experience the story. But now I just get annoyed that we had to do this horrible CGI job on his mustache. You should have just left the mustache on and add on a beard. And you could have had Superman with a beard the entire film until the end. The ending scenes, when it's Bruce buying back the farm for the Kent family, and when he's walking down the street, sees something wrong, takes off the glasses, does the iconic Superman, he was already shaved for those parts. There was no mustache for Henry Cavill in those scenes. So what you do is put a beard on him for the rest of the movie, keep the beard on him until they defeat Steppenwolf. You knew Magic Carpet, whatever, that guy. After you beat him, after Justice League have won and everything, then give us clean-shaven Clark Kent and show the red and blue S at the end. Would have been so much better doing that. You make the dang public happy to see the black Superman suit because it had made sense because that's what he wore after he died. He wore that black suit in the comics after he died. It'd have been much better to do that than to just have it in the background in a deleted scene and he walks past it and doesn't even pay any attention. What is that? As I said before, Cap's rocking the full beard Infinity War. Looks awesome. Okay? So you can do with a character sometimes with facial hair? I don't know, it's the second time I've talked about this. I'm sorry. It angered me. Angered me to no end. Moving on. There was a news story that pissed me off. Sorry. I'm not going to wear it. No, I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read it. No. We've got a Westworld Season 2 poster. I'm happy about that. Westworld's going to be awesome. Avengers 3 and 4 won't be Earth-centric in their setting. I believe that. Doesn't seem like it will be. Not a lot of comic news today. Kevin Smith gives a healthy update. He's lost 20 pounds. Kevin Smith, good for you. Get healthy, buddy. I say buddy as if Kevin Smith and I are bros for life. We're not, but you know, when you've watched, when you've watched him since the 90s, you feel like your buddies. So for Avengers 4, Chris Evans has no plans to return to the MCU after reshoots. So after Avengers 4, there's no more Chris Evans. We all know what that means. Prepare yourself. Either Infinity War or Part 4. Cap's done. I'm going to take all day to let that sink in, set in, cry about it, curl up in a ball on the ground. That's just for Cap. Imagine what happens if it's Tony. I'm calling out for the week. I'm calling out. I'm just going to stay in my room. Blinds closed. Just me in my Stark Industries t-shirt. Still trying to rock the goatee. I'm not done yet. Still rocking the full-blown goatee.
I got 8.
We'll put it back. Playing AC/DC all week long.
It just go right here.
Okay. That's all I'll be if it's Tony. Cap, I'll curl up on the ground for a whole day. Tony, all week.
Hey, that's Simon. That's Simon.
Yes, it is.
Ooh.
Let's play the table.
Ow.
Pick it up. Put it over there, please.
Ooh. Ow.
Thanos doesn't have a weakness, so that's nice. That's great. That's awesome. That's what I'm wondering. Will we go What are you doing? Wait. Sam Wilson cap or Bucky cap? What are we getting? What are we thinking? What's it going to be? We getting Sam Wilson cap or Bucky? Bucky going to stay White Wolf and Sam Wilson take the shield, which I'm down for. That sounds great to me. Be outstanding. It won't, Kyron. It'll eventually be okay. Eventually, it'll be okay. But I'm gonna need that time. Okay? I'm gonna need that time. You need to know, Kyron. You need to know. These movies were my introduction into Marvel. Okay? These movies made me a Marvel reader. Okay? Okay, I didn't know. I only knew like about X-Men and Spider-Man, and that was from the cartoons. Okay? I maybe read 6 pages of comics in my entire youth. Okay? Wasn't a big comic reader. Huh. Yeah. Iron Man 2008 is what started my admiration for Marvel. Okay? I'm still slightly DC. But boy, do I respect that Marvel. And boy, am I on a Marvel kick right now. FX doesn't help because FX just shows Marvel every other day. You'll turn it on a Saturday and it's Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Thor, Avengers, all in one shoot. It's all right there. Boom. And I don't change the channel. Easy. I don't change the channel. I leave it on. These kids now will know Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. They already do know that. He's right here. Iron Man's right here. They see Chris Evans in blonde hair.
Daddy?
They know it's Cap. Yes, sir.
That's Iron Man.
Yes, it is Iron Man.
Saw you call.
They know it's him. They see Tom Holland. Knows it's Peter Parker. Okay? It's ingrained in these kids. Ingrained in them. They can't watch Infinity War. I'm not taking them to see Infinity War. Are you kidding me? Huh. It's going to be a while before these guys see Infinity War. They're going to see their daddy crying around the house. Wearing Stark Industries and waving an American flag. I'll be fine eventually, but that week after. Inconsolable. Like Maximus finding his family. That's what I'll be doing. It's not all that. What else is a good Christ scene in the movie? James Vanderbeek, Dawson's Creek, letting Joey go.
Daddy? Daddy?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
He's stuck.
I know he's stuck. The gif of James Vanderbeek crying because he has to let Joey go to Pacey in Dawson's Creek. It's going to be this guy. If Stark bites the big one, okay? Or if Cap bites the big one. It's this guy right here. This guy. I've been crying around the house since that trailer came out. The latest Avengers trailer, Karen. Because it was an amazing trailer. It's a beautiful trailer. But you got the scene when Tony's like this. Just, it looks like half his suit is blown off. And he's looking like this and just defeated. You got Cap catching he's catching the hand. And he's holding. And he's doing it. And you see he's yelling like he can't do it any longer.
Get you, Daddy.
Welcome. Yes, Rurutu. Yes, I'm going to be ugly crying for 3 weeks until Deadpool 2 comes out. I will laugh hysterically watching Deadpool 2. I'll walk out smiling, and then you know what'll happen? There'll be an Infinity War poster somewhere, and then I'll cry again. Don't put your hand in Dinosaur's mouth. Don't put your hand in Dinosaur's mouth. He put his hand in this guy's mouth. You don't do that. Come on. Put it on the ground. On the ground.
Oh, my foot.
Let me see your thumb. Let me see your thumb. You're fine. Come on. You're an Avenger in training. Come on. That's not gonna hurt you. Yeah. But I'll see a poster. I'll cry again. That means I'll have to watch Deadpool 2 once again. I'm dealing with it in my own way, as you can see. I see. Here's the thing. I want Riri Williams in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I want her in there. I want to see Ironheart. I want this to happen. I want it to happen with Tony being her, bringing her in and showing her the ways. And then she becomes Ironheart. I don't want it to be like Tony's dead, we need someone new, throw in this girl. I want like the whole tutelage thing to happen. You know? Like he's doing for Peter. For like an Iron Man 4. Now, if they do go the route of that they do in the comics where Tony gets like this, you know, uploaded into an AI, that might be interesting. I might be down for that. I might be down for RDJ, just his voice and CGI itself, as the AI for a Riri Williams. I'd be down for that. What if Tony leaves Stark Industries to Peter and becomes Parker Industries?
Daddy?
Interesting.
Daddy? Hey, Daddy.
Huh?
Easy.
I know, too.
Nice.
Okay.
You treat it
Pepper would still be around, though.
The dinosaur has to deal with it.
See, Pepper could run Stark Industries. Peter could work at Stark Industries. And while working there, that's when he branches off and makes Parker Industries. Okay with that? Yeah, he needs to challenge Stark. I say he works for Stark Industries and then makes Parker Industries from his tutelage under Pepper. Under Tony and then Pepper. But I want Riri to have Tony as a mentor. Even if it's just AI Tony, I'm okay with that. So maybe that could be the right. Maybe Tony does get himself uploaded as an AI, as the new Jarvis, the new Friday. Oh, but we'll lose Friday. Ah! Friday could be Friday's not the voice for Parker's suit because it's
The cool guy.
what's her name? Jennifer Connelly. She's the AI for Parker's suit.
Yeah,
What do you say about a Friday?
Amen.
Bless you. Yeah. In either case, I want Riri to be in the MCU, but I'd like her to have the Tony tutelage when she's in the MCU. Exactly. Yes, Kyron. AI Tony would give RDJ a way to extend his MCU life. And depending on how they do it, it could be just RDJ's voice. He's in the booth talking into the mic. I know. On the microphone talking to it. The audience here has spoken up, as you can tell. Huh. Go ahead. The people hear you. Okay, the people hear you, and you're interrupting. It's very rude. You guys are like a cable news network. It's as if your father watches CNN. I do watch CNN. They're just repeating what they hear. That would make it easier on RDJ. He can still do other things while still be Tony, just his voice. Or maybe they do like a motion capture of Tony, and he can actually, like in the comics, he's walking around and everything, and I'd be cool with that. Yes, Kyron. Jennifer Connelly was Betsy Ross in Ang Lee's Hulk, which is not tied to the MCU. That was just Ang Lee's thing. But yes, she is the voice of Parker's suit in Spider-Man Homecoming. That's Jennifer Connelly. Right? And I believe, I'm not mistaken here, she is the wife of Paul Bettany. Jarvis/Vision. It's all connected. So there we go. That was my quick off ramp on that. We went longer on that. This is just going to be an I Kill Giants episode, and I went right into Infinity War. I'm allowed to. We talked about it last week, so now I can. It's fine. So there's my quick cry session and fears, hopes and fears for Infinity War and what's to come after. Parker Industries would be good. I want Riri Williams to be Ironheart with the Tony tutelage. Sounds like a name, Tony Tutelage. It's my new wrestling name. Tony Tutelage, the ring. So, in closing, I Kill Giants. Written by Joe Kelly. The graphic novel. If you haven't read it, pick it up. Go read it now. It's an amazing graphic novel. It shows you the emotion of these stories that we all love to read or love to write ourselves. Kyron, I'm looking at you. Shows you how much comics and graphic novels can be. Now, this isn't a dig on the superhero part of comic books, because those are outstanding. We all love those stories. It's just showing you that you can do more if you wanted to. Watch out for that table. Here's Jackson. I Kill Giants. If you haven't yet, pick up the graphic novel, read it. Own it. It's worthy of owning. Yes? It's Jackson, yeah. It's your brother. How do you know it's him? The movie. If you're near one of these select theaters of AMC, I know if you're in the Bay Area, if you're near the Bay Area, the San Francisco one, the AMC Deer Valley is showing this movie. Go watch it in the theater. If it's nowhere near you, go to iTunes or whatever you use for on-demand viewing, whether you're Comcast or DirecTV or what have you, or just go to iTunes. Buy it. It's worthy of buying. Directed by Anders Walter, written by Joe Kelly, based on his graphic novel, I Kill Giants, starring not Barbara, that's a character, starring Madison Wolfe, Zoe Saldana, and Imogen Poots. And Joe Kelly, thank you for liking my tweet where I reviewed this movie. Thank you for retweeting my tweet where I reviewed this movie. Much appreciated from you, sir. Zoe Saldana, if you could like or retweet it, that would do wonders for our podcast. I'm just saying. For Gamora herself to tweet or like something the Crusaders put out, I mean, we could just say we're set after that. I mean, come on. The podcast officially approved by Gamora. Yeah, we're good. We'll be good then. So, I Kill Giants. Go watch it. Go read it. Own it in both medias. It's worth it. It's been a good show this morning. Sorry I was a little late. Went a little longer than I usually do. David Barry's going to have a wondrous, fun time doing the whole Twitch to YouTube podcast. I feel like the longer my show is, the longer it takes him to do it. So, David Barry, I apologize. The rambling was on fire today. It just happens sometimes. Thank you for tuning in for Sunday Coffee with the Azorean One. I may be back next Sunday. It is Easter. We do have family things we do on Easter. It could be an on the road to the family get-together episode. It could be at the family get-together. It might not happen. Maybe I'll do something quick Saturday night. I don't know yet. We'll see. But for Jackson Esteves and for Thomas Esteves, this is the Azorean One Anthony Esteves. On behalf of the Capeless Crusaders, I bid you all a great Sunday morning. Read something, watch something, I Kill Giants, get on it, do it, be it, and be beautiful people. Be beautiful, beautiful people. And, real quick.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Are we ready to go?
Oh, my bad. It's still Women's History Month. You got about a week left of Women's History Month. Look up some women's history. Read up about them. Read up about a NASA scientist, mathematician who ran the Apollo program. Read up about an Irish pirate who took on Queen Elizabeth. Look up some women's history. There's a week left in it. It's worth it. There's some great stories out there. Women's History Month. Enjoy the last week of it. On behalf of the Crusaders and myself, man, I talk fast. On behalf of the Crusaders and myself, I bid you all a great Sunday. Take care, y'all. End. The end button. That's it. There.